Impulsive, foolish boy.
Oh, I don't know what came over me. When I climbed in through that window, I'd only one idea in mind.
That was deliciously obvious.
No. I came to tell you, you wouldn't be seeing me again. Oh, don't you see, Lady Patience? The two of us are living a lie.
Happiness, Matt, is a tunnel we dig beneath the prison walls of convention. And if it means lying, then any time you climb through that window, you will find me lying here.
Yes, well, any time I happen to be climbing past, like, I'll be certain to look in. But to be honest, oh, Lady Patience, don't make it hard for me.
Well, surely it's not a great deal to ask of you. All I require is that you should be here at 11 p.m. promptly. You can have Thursdays off. That is my bridge night.
Oh, but don't you see, Lady Patience? It's not fair on Charlotte. You and me clog-banting like this. A young man wants to do things with his beloved, out in the open, in the sunlight. How could you and me ever, for instance, go and play ping-pong at the youth club?
It would undoubtedly invite untoward comment. I never denied there were obstacles. But enough of this prevarication. Over on the table you will find a plate of cucumber sandwiches and a bottle of dandelion and burdock on ice. That is your tipple, isn't it?
Why, you remembered.
I remember everything you've ever said to me, Mother. I remember all your poems.
Yes, well, they are memorable.
Indeed they are. Who would have thought that a young, unlettered mill office clerk could have fashioned such gems? Why, no one would believe it.
True.
Were I to write them out in my own hand, any publisher in London would jump at the chance to bring out the poems of Lady Patience Hardacre.
You mean?
That is exactly what I mean.
Father, I've been going through the accounts. Frankly, some of these payments I find completely baffling. For instance, £20,000 to the Conservative Party Consolidated Launching Fund, £10,000 to the Labour Party Sinking Fund, and of all things, £5,000 to the Liberal Party Totally Submerged Fund. I mean, all cheques signed personally by you. What does it mean?
Our public men, Austin, give unstintingly of their very great talents and abilities. I think it incumbent on every true Democrat to offer what comfort he can, call it balm, Austin, to ease the chafing burden of office from the shoulders of our beloved national leaders.
In other words, a bribe.
That's a word I don't like, Austin, and won't have. Call it palm oil, if you must.
Ah, now I understand what this means. For a minute, I thought it was the Christmas crackers from Harrods.
This was your great-uncle Lanchester's. Very small heads on your mother's side of the family.
You really think this will buy your handle, Father, don't you? Baron Hardacre, eh?
Baron? A baron's no more than a quantity of beef. It's the earldom or now.
You think an earldom comes this cheap?
This is just the sweetener, Austin. A nosegay from a flower bed that's been long tilled and well dunged over the years.
You really believe that SBD will breach the walls of the establishment, Father, don't you?
Oh, aye, Austin. SBD and the bouncing bomb between them have put new prongs on Britannia's trident. And while Britannia rules, lad, those who rule Britannia are not ungrateful.
If you rise to an earldom, Father, it'll mean there's a courtesy title in it for me.
Ah, you'll be a viscount.
Surely, Father, you mean a viscount?
No, Austin, I mean a viscount, as in discount, which is more or less what it adds up to.
And the earldom, it would be an hereditary title?
Aye, lad. If it should ever happen that I should die. No, it's not beyond the bounds of possibility. Then you take my place in the gilded chamber and sign your name, utterly.
Oh, I hope that day is far off, Father. Months and months.
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Hardacre. I've just been extricating a wristwatch from a patient we operated on last week.
Seems to be gaining a little, more than you can say for the patient.
I've been waiting here for 5 minutes, Doctor. I made it quite clear this was an emergency.
Oh, is it your wee friend again?
Yes, it is. It's poor Hesketh.
Doctor, we're not here to treat teddy bears.
Nurse, the teddy bear is only a symptom. What we're treating is humorum.
Well, what seems to be the trouble this time?
He shot himself.
Forceps. You mean he tried to do away with himself?
No. Hesketh would never do a thing like that. He's always been such a happy little bear.
Uh-huh. An accident, was it then?
Yes. Well, he was cleaning his gun and
I think the string must have broken.
It must have been a very powerful cork to inflict such an injury.
Yes, but he always goes with champagne corks. Bollinger 23 to bring down the really big ones. He goes out after the garden gnomes.
This is no champagne cork, Mr. Hardacre.
It's a bullet, Doctor. A bullet.
How have you and the wee chap been getting on lately? There wouldn't be a gollywog in the picture somewhere.
Certainly not. There's no one else, if that's what you're implying. For either of us. But then... Doctor? I'm not sure about anything anymore.
Hey, a dumpling. You know, it's a wonder what SPD's done for this town. The good times are here again, Mother.
Good times? How can you talk about good times? And hardly a day passes, but that silent hooter goes fluttering up its pole outside Bradley Hardacre's infernal munition works. That were a trick, that silent hooter. And I were taken in like the rest of them. Does it work at night? No.
Are you not having a dumpling, Mother?
How can I relish a dumpling when our Matt's not laid his head on his own bed these past 2 nights?
Well, that and his own bed's not good enough for him no more. Yeah, nor his own family neither. I told him when he got that job at Toffee's. A job with a stool. And not just a flat top stool neither, but shaped proper like for your backside. I told him then. The nose bag goes up front end at shafts. Any more dumplings, Mother?
Leave that dumpling be! I can know Jack'll want it whenever he comes back from wherever he went at crack of dawn this morning.
Captain's gone over to see his Uncle Lawrence.
No, he's no time for his Uncle Lawrence any longer. Ever since he took that blow on the head, he's a changed lad as our Jack. He's not the lad I suckled. Nay, nor the lad I saved care Hardy's cut for. But I tell you this, when he left the house, he were wearing best laces in his boots.
Best laces? Wait. I don't think he's run off to get wed. I could find you lighter duties than dusting, my dear. You with your pretty hands. Damn it, Hillman, I'm not to be disturbed when I'm introducing new staff to their duties.
Dreadful sorry, Mr. Hardacre, but he's a ruffian demanding entrance.
Well, set the dogs on him.
You'll not be setting the dogs on me when you hear what I have to sell, Bradley Hardacre.
Leave us alone, Hillman. You'd best take your daughter with you. Send her back in 10 minutes. Now then, Fairchild, what have you got to sell that could possibly interest me?
Nobody can be so innocent. But if you don't know what you do to men, then I'll tell you.
Don't do anything to men.
I've seen you rip your blouse off once. I've seen you rip it off 50 times.
Yes, to make bandages for them. To bind up their wounds.
It makes them want things, Charlotte. Things that you never give them. It makes Jack Fairchild want you.
I've never encouraged Jack Fairchild. It was his brother Matthew I wanted. I thought he was so pure. But he's just brutal, bestial, animal.
Really? It must run in the family.
Can you want those things?
How can I want those things? Let me tell you how. Badly. Very badly. Because Jack Fairchild is besotted with you. A professional virgin.
I'm not. I'm not.
You're not?
No, I'd never take money for being a virgin.
Charlotte, I want Jack back. Give him to me.
How can I give you back what I've never taken?
Then for God's sake, take him. Oh, don't you see? I'm not asking you to refuse him. I'm asking you to give him everything.
You mean?
That's exactly what I mean.
Not that.
Yes. Yes, give yourself to him. Because until you do, there's no hope that he will toss you aside like an old glove. He'll just go on and on wanting you.
No, Isabel. I have vowed never to give myself to any man. Instead, I give myself to all humanity. I may become a nun, or a missionary, or a district nurse. The stockings are nice.
Damn you, Charlotte. Then you've won. That's the one thing I can't fight. If he never has his way with you, then you will have him always. And I can think of so many more ways than you.
Isabel!
You mean you forced your way in here just to remind me that my flame-haired 19-year-old elder daughter Isabel is besotted by you?
All I have to do is whistle and she'll be away and over the hills with me tomorrow morning.
And by God, without a penny to her name, she'll be out of the will before either of you can say I do, let alone do it.
Aye? There'll be plenty of juice in that for them London papers.
London papers? There's no one here in utterly reads them. And in case I've a mind to start, I can have that chip shop closed down tomorrow.
Aye. But they do say as folk in London buy their own. And I'll wager you care what they think.
Oh, you'll wager, will you? And what have you got to wager with?
Your daughter's affections. Happen they mean something to you. And, if they do, well, happen they can be bought and sold like out else.
You're an interesting man, Fairchild.
Aye. Happen I've modelled myself on an interesting man.
What kind of money are we talking about?
£1,000.
500, take it or leave it.
I said 1,000.
Aye, but when you raised your fist to knock on my door, you said to yourself you'd settle for 500.
You're a shrewd judge, Mr. Hardacre.
It's cash on the barrel, Fairchild, and a bargain struck. You renounce all claim to my daughter's affections without let or hindrance.
Done. I'll not count it. But if it's less than 500, the bargain's broken, the money stays mine.
I said no call for any unpleasantness. I was just making sure you had a good business head on your shoulders. By God, I think you have.
Aye. Well, we'll soon see.
What do you mean by that?
I'm setting up on my own account. The old forge down Swarfdale Road, just before you turn off for Penury. It's fell vacant. Have a fancy I can make something of it. And myself.
You put me in mind of a lad I used to know 30 years ago. I wish my own lads had half your peal of bells, Fairchild. I'd take my hat off to you.
And I do something as once I swore I'd never do. I take off my hat to you.
For the last time, son of mine, I want to know where you slept last night.
Mother, I slept nowhere. I've not known a wink of sleep these 2 nights past.
Do you think a mother cannot tell that? I know some ails thee. No nights at home, alone, pale, loitering over that dumpling.
Alone, I am pale and loitering. Could be a poem in that.
Never mind your poetry. You tell your mother what there's been up to.
Nay, Mother, them will never ask me that.
'Tis a woman. The bad blood in me's too strong. 'Tis the Hardacre streak.
Right, Agnes, judging by the donkey stone you're laying to that step, George is bringing some money home. I'll look into it. I think Austin's been setting the piece rates too high.
What does want with me and mine, Bradley Hardacre?
Mine, too, from what they told me t'other night. Well, lad, hast still a mind to strike thy father dead?
I don't rightly know what I've a mind to do.
Well, think on. Because if I'm struck down, this town goes down with me. Thousands jobless, and more starving. Panic on the exchanges. It would bring down on the working class all the horrors of alliteration, beggaring babes from Birmingham to Bangalore.
Dead or alive, Bradley Hardacre, 'tis the shadow of thy hand that dashes the mother's milk from the lips of thousands as yet unborn.
Give it a rest, Agnes. I'm trying to have a sensible chat with this lad of mine.
Aye, I did set out to kill me. Aye, and I would have done too.
Had another's hand not snatched the weapon from me.
Maybe you are a son of mine. But never imagine you're one on your own. In fact, I've heard there's talk of setting up a brass band.
I'll not play your tune, Mr. Hardacre. I march to a different drum.
Ned!
I'm glad the lad's calmed down. I'll tell you, I've been looking forward to getting out of these bulletproof combinations.
So Bradley Hardacre was afraid, was he?
I believe in taking precautions, Agnes.
Better late than never.
Ah, well, happen you can take them in for George. And his line of work he could do with them.
Of course, George here is a volunteer.
That's right. I was specially picked out. What precisely is he going to do?
He's our test pilot, Doctor. We're about to make the first run of our new device, which combines SPD and the bouncing principle.
A bouncing bomb, in other words?
No mere bomb, Doctor. All right, Hoskins, put her on the ramp.
there not an element of danger in what you're asking Fairchild to do?
I'm not asking him to do anything I wouldn't do myself. I'm telling you. Of course, George, there is an element of danger. But we spend a great deal of money on this device. We'd be fools to do anything that might damage it at this stage.
That's what I figured, Mr. Austin. I won't be behind the door when brains were given out, you know, Doctor.
All right, George. Good luck. Chocks away! As soon as you're ready, George, take her up to half speed.
But won't it explode?
It is exploding, Doctor. Tiny, controlled, silent explosions that power the bouts. Using this device, an infantry company can cross the cruelest terrain in the world, places where no other vehicle could possibly go.
My God, that's fiendish.
Isn't it? But the really fiendish part about it is that when our boys reach their objective, they feign a retreat, abandoning the devices, but first priming all the remaining SBD. The enemy will be tempted to use them, and inevitably...
My God, I've heard of attacking an enemy in the rear.
Precisely.
It's become a booby trap.
And who better to test a booby trap than George?
But won't it explode prematurely?
Not if we've done our sums right.
Fairchild! Fairchild! Are you all right, Fairchild?
I'm hurt bad.
Come, Fairchild. You must expect a few teething troubles.
It's not my teeth that's troubling me.
How dare you come here? I thought it was time we had it out.
You? My mother's plaything.
It was none of my seeking, Mr. Morris. I assure you of that.
Are you saying that my mother, confined as she is to her bedroom and her wheelchair, could overcome a strapping young man like you if he put up the slightest resistance?
Well, she chatted me up.
Oh, Matt! But can't you see? She's one with all her sex. Carnal, ravenous, devouring.
Well, she can certainly shift a cucumber sandwich.
What does she care for your mind? Women know nothing of poetry, Matt. They consume and smother and suffocate. But a man is just a tool in their hands.
I think you're right, Mr. Morris. As for me, I want no more truck with her.
Matt? When I hear you say that, I know the world can be saved. You and I, Matt, and a few more like us, we could be the sappers undermining the rotten dunghill of society, which produces ravening capitalist exploiters like my mother and hapless, downtrodden proles like you. You see, Matt, through suffering, I've learned one thing. All men are brothers.
Well, if you're talking about round here, Mr. Morris, I think you're right.
Father, I have something to beg of you.
Why, Isabel?
Yes. To beg. With all that is left of my heart.
Aye, lass, I've no doubt it'll be somewhat that'll cost me money. The price of a yearling colt, perhaps, or a new Paris gown.
It will cost you more than that, Father.
Oh.
If I am to be married in the style that befits your daughter.
But if you're still set on that Fairchild...
Jack Fairchild? That chapter in my life is closed.
Oh, you can't say this for the lad. When he makes a bargain, he spits on his hands and gets on with the job. What are you saying to me, Isabel?
I'm saying, Father, that the day of my wedding will be the most hateful day of my life. So let it be over and done with. The choice of my husband I leave entirely to you. I ask only one thing. Let it be a man I can truly despise.
Ah, Isabel, you don't know how happy you've made me.
Well, that is what I came to say. And now I'm going to take Brass Beauty from his loose box. And I'm going to ride him hard and furious up on Swoofdale Fell with a tight leather and a short whip till his fetlocks foam.
I no doubt we'll have to make it clear to the bridegroom as how you've done a lot of this horseback riding.
I've got it.
What is it, Father?
I've got the very man.
Lord Mountfast. Do you know who he is?
I neither know nor care, Father.
He's rich.
I assume that.
He's old.
Good.
Steeped in lechery.
Excellent.
And most important, he's patronage secretary to the Prime Minister himself. Once we've established this connection, the earldom's as good as bought and paid for. And when you're Lady Mountfast and rubbing shoulders with the highest in the land, will you still be your daddy's little girl?
Yes, Father. I'll be the icy-hearted, calculating bitch you've always wanted me to be.
When I hear you say that, somehow it makes the whole struggle seem worthwhile.
So it's agreed, then? You will come to Cambridge after all?
If you'll have me there, Mr. Morris.
A lot of people will be glad to have you there. My chums, Tim, Guy, Donald, Anthony.
If I come to Cambridge, Mr. Morris, would there be any chance of getting me poems published?
I see no reason why not, Matt. With my influence, I'm very frequently in close contact with a number of publishers. It's what's known as the Young Boy Network.
Oh, Mr. Morris, will there be in a proper book?
Why shouldn't they be, Matt? They're memorable. I know every one of them by heart.
There's one you don't know, Mr. Morris, because nobody's heard it yet.
Save it till Cambridge, Matt. We shall punt down the Cam, eating wild strawberries and drinking Chateau Yquem.
And hear it you shall. Oh, what candale this night hath charms, alone on payday roystering. My head does with red throbbing ache, and I am bursting.
Yes. I grant you've caught the authentic voice of the common man.
Enjoying the evening sun, my dear?
Yes, the occasional late shaft does come through this window.
As I was walking on the terrace just now, I noticed that the ivy beneath your window was a little threadbare.
You didn't come here to discuss horticulture, Bradley.
No, my dear, but just as the ivy spreads and burgeons and grows forever upwards, so does the family tree of the Hardacres spread out and flourish.
How significant, Bradley, that you should compare your family tree to the ivy. Vigorous and persistent, but essentially a parasite.
Now, this is not an evening for quarrelling, my dear. Let me give you a toast. Our children.
Our children? Which of them have you in mind? Austin? Granted, he has all your monstrous avarice and insatiable lust for power.
Ah, but you know, until recently, I just couldn't see it. No, I've got good news about our daughter, Isabel.
What about Isabel?
The lass has agreed to be wed.
Wed?
And let me tell you who I have in mind. Lord Mountfast. Aye, there's a match that could be England's glory.
England's glory? A quick flash and a bad joke. He's old enough to be her grandfather.
Nevertheless, a more illustrious prospect than a collier lad from the slums of Utterley.
Collier lad?
Aye, mother. Our little lass will soon be leaving the nest.
You don't mean Jack Fairchild? Well, that was over and done with weeks ago.
Weeks ago?
Yes, the ill-bred lout had the temerity to throw her over. And I must say, Bradley, this sudden sentimentality ill becomes you. Why, Bradley, I believe you're crying.
Aye, mother. It's just come home to me. That bastard Fairchild has done me out of 500 quid.